All right.
Hey, what's up?
What is up? We
Uh,
got Leops, we got Xander, we got Barney.
yeah,
Yeah.
All
we
right.
do.
Yeah.
All right. This is gonna
Uh,
sound like a basic cookie cutter question, but sum up your guys' feelings real quick.
okay. Well, okay. This is a bit of a didn't ask. I feel like happy, but to be completely honest, like I originally wasn't gonna play. Like Sharon, like suddenly like couldn't,
Yeah,
and
Sharon
so I
had,
had to.
had some duty thing in his
Yeah,
army that was very heavy
yeah.
physically, so he couldn't play tonight.
So
But we gotta play, so that's good.
yeah, so I subbed in, and like I was pretty like upset earlier because TLDR, like my eldest cat had to get put down, so I came into the match like not really wanting to play, but I didn't want to have to like have it get rescheduled. Obviously, I just wanted to have it like done. So I'm like I'm a little not to make ruin the mood or anything, but
Nah, it's okay.
like yeah I'm about as happy as you can be with the given circumstances, uh yeah I won't be jumping about or anything. I'm happy we won. Definitely could have played better, I think, but
Yeah,
uh,
there were some common mistakes entering the third war and during the first war,
yeah.
for sure. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did notice in the casting booth that there were a lot of really crazy scenarios where teams were exchanging the front spots a lot more often than we would usually see from other wars. Was that something that you think resulted from a play style that your team had, or do you think that's just kind of how it worked out?
How do you mean switching
Like-
spots? Like stopping
Like there would
from
be a
booth or like
situation
hitting?
on like Moonview where a team was top 2 and then
Oh
10
no,
seconds
I
later
think
another team would be top 3.
I think what happened was WZ threw a bullet and Casper slowed down, knowing that they had to go for
Yeah.
a big race. I think.
I think yeah, generally speaking, I think a lot of it didn't. I can't speak for WZ, but at least us, I think we lost top spots like more than we should have because of the mistakes that I mentioned. Like because of those like miscommunications or just like straight up fails. I mean, speaking for myself, I think Barney I think as well mentioned he wasn't playing very well War One.
Yeah, I
And
played War 1 like absolute balls.
yeah, and I know like for the majority of the whole thing, I was playing pretty terribly. My communication throughout literally the whole thing was quite bad, to be honest. So like I can definitely see like why spots would have been traded more. I think we were definitely hitting each other, getting hit by things more than we usually would, which could maybe result in like the spots like getting traded. Way
Nevertheless,
more
there were
than
still some
could've
things
been.
that were very good, like
Yeah.
communication-wise, like dropping when we have reds, so we can red the opponent. Like I don't know, we did some good stuff too.
It was fluctuating, I guess is a better way
Yeah.
to put it.
We definitely saw some little showings of brilliance in the first 2 matches. Would you say that those problems are something that you resolved going into match 3, and that's why it worked out so much better?
I
Uh,
think we just made less mistakes.
yeah,
match
I
2
think
and 3. We didn't play it much better, but we just made less mistakes. I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
again, I don't know for everyone else individually, but I like mentioning like with before I didn't really want to play, but gradually like I started to feel better as I was playing, so I know I started to just do better, and I think like having like one guy completely like being useless communication, maybe not useless but doing terribly communication wise versus having like all 4 people kind of talking a decent bit is like a pretty big difference. And
All
again,
5, I hope.
it will all 4 runners I
Hey,
meant.
Roy's a
Yeah.
good contribution to the running.
Yeah, I know, but Roy was doing well the whole time in my opinion. I don't think there was any slip ups with him, so that's why
Yeah,
I was
nah,
giving
he
him
still
that.
made mistakes, like on DKM that one race where he fell off an accident. But for the rest, he did play well. He did play
Okay.
well.
You're out and roar like that, what the fuck?
Actually, yeah.
I mean, he mentioned it in the call, so I think it's a bad thing.
That's trying
Yeah.
to cover for him, man. Best bet.
Yeah, he
man.
played
He's out of it.
extremely well. Roy played extremely well.
Yeah, I'm
particular
surprised you
race-
guys were actually able to organize this match on like a random weekday. What inspired you guys to be like, hey, WZ, let's play today. Like, let's play. Let's go.
They asked for Wednesday, and we thought we couldn't play Wednesday, and then everyone's like, "Hey, we're all available. Let's play Wednesday." And then we asked Wednesday because we couldn't play this weekend, and probably not next weekend. So it's only logical, I guess.
Yeah.
Casper almost didn't make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was looking pretty scary, honestly.
Just based on
Yeah,
just based on the
fuck me.
result, I'm gonna guess that really didn't affect your guys' mentality at all.
I don't think so. I mean, we took the time to compose ourselves, just chat a little bit. I guess the rest of the lineup was talking for all before the first war, but I only just joined for the war itself, so I actually got some conversation in and got to relax a little bit, like going into the third one because Casper left. So I definitely didn't mind the break, at least.
Question that I just
Yeah, it was like rather than like, oh, I have to wait for like 20 minutes. It's like, okay, we can use this time to actually like, take a deep breath, like
Yeah,
go
it's
over
true,
like what we
yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, and even kind of
Yeah.
joke around a little bit too. Like, I know
Yeah.
it was a finals. It was a high stakes setting, but honestly, that's one of the best times to actually be composed. And while it is good to take it seriously, it's also good to kind of just like let loose a little bit. Have fun.
Yeah,
enjoy
definitely.
yourselves, during
Yeah,
the
you can
intermissions.
definitely take it too seriously. I'm like a pretty big advocate for not letting the tension get too high, and like kind of being a little more casual than people might expect.
Yeah, it's like any other
at some
game,
point.
right?
Yeah.
And yeah,
This
actually,
was it did not feel like a finals to me.
Holy shit! Dude,
No,
that's
no,
kinda
not
toxic.
not. It just felt like just a scrim, like a good
Yeah,
scrim.
yeah,
I don't
not,
think-
not like an
yeah.
actual finals.
I don't think anything
Like,
gets
usually-
to Leops. I don't think anything gets to him. He's just a machine.
Ah, dude, you'd
nah.
be surprised, man. Like, oh my gosh.
What are you
I
talking
got,
about?
I got a couple stories, man. Back in the,
Do
like
tell.
I don't even know what it was. That the FFA that we played, that was like, dude, like I could feel the fear in Leops' voice in this 2v2 FFA we
which
played
one?
together,
Oh,
man.
2v2?
This Mogi Lounge 2v2. Yeah, we were going into finals and nothing was working out, so I just
I remember that
I
one,
flipped
yeah,
out. It happens.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Knowing wars, it feels. I think I don't know. Wars never
Yeah.
really get to me unless it's like World Cup finals, like or semi-finals.
Yeah, I think Leops has definitely gotten better with that kind of stuff. A concern I had like earlier this year, I don't know if I spoke to Leops about this, but Leops had like a lot less experience than like the rest of us in like high tier like wars league matches, I guess, because he hasn't played for as long, or been at the top for as long. And it felt that like in a couple like matches, specifically I remember the AV wall actually that we lost that people keep memeing about.
Oh, Spring.
I like, to me it felt like Leops is a little nervous that wall, but I don't notice anything like that now. It was like I don't know, yeah, like I said,
I'm
it
more
was like a
pissed
previous
off.
concern.
I'm not annoyed. I'm just pissed off.
Yeah, Leops
Yeah,
decided to take it upon himself after that. He's like, you know what, time to just, instead of getting nervous, I just gotta keep composed. 'Cause that's
Yeah.
how I play my best.
I guess. Yeah.
And actually, I want to ask you guys a question, or a question about any race in particular that you guys have. Were there any races in matches 2 or 3 that really turned the tides, that you really felt like the momentum was starting to shift?
I'll have to think about that.
Honestly, I think it started GP3 War 1 maybe, where it felt like we were playing like okay again. But we still lost War 1, but I felt like GP3 War 1 we were like getting back on track.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure.
a highlight for me at least, because like I said, I mean, but when I play like mood, I mean, okay, I guess mood is a big thing for anyone, but I feel like when I'm like really focused, I play super well, but when I'm like not quite there, I can play really poorly. So I think it was, I know it was the last turn of KC and I'm sorry if I'm supposed to curse. I went to throw a bomb at Casper last turn, and I bounced it off the wall by accident, and it went backwards and hit TK, and he got last. Like last turn at KC, I'd never seen it before. I just screamed. Like I found it so funny, and for me that was like a point where like that just suddenly made me like feel like way better. Like that stupid bomb. Thanks to me for making that bomb throw, I guess. Like, because that definitely helped me at least.
Yeah, it was after that race in KC2 where you guys got the top 4 that you really, like, you didn't have too many more dominant races after that, but you just kind of kept it, you know, kept the races neutral, didn't really take too many risks, sat at the box a lot in 8th, you know.
No, we did actually. That's one thing we normally do a lot, but we just stopped doing it this year for some reason. We just didn't drop for 8th placers so much.
I think we honestly just need to like practice a little bit more. I mean, I'm partially to blame because I haven't been playing the game, but I think like compared to earlier this year, we're not practicing as much as we were.
Yeah.
I think if we do practice, I'm pretty confident we can take the whole thing. We kind of have this rule to not get fancy, like, and I've broken a couple times this wall with some calls, admittedly, like TSing Barney on MG. Like, we don't need to talk. We don't need to get into the details of that. But we have this
I went to the
rule.
gap, we got 8. That's what happened. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What we think, as long as we like aren't throwing, like it's like on an average day, we believe that as long as we play for like the sake of being safe, we think that we can consistently like beat everyone. Maybe like so we're pretty confident in that regard.
Yeah.
But you know, of course, we acknowledge that sometimes we're gonna have these wars. Like my opinion of it, I think all of us can really have these wars where we kind of just collapse, and it like especially when even just one of us is having a bad wall, it can really affect like the rest of us too. It kind of throws it off.
Certainly, yeah. And I know WZ are more the type of team to take risks. Of course, we've seen a couple of those risks not pay off. For example, in DDR, I think match 3, Casper was trying really hard to outline Barney, but yeah, I mean, Barney was fast enough to a point where he wasn't going to outline him, and then Barney hit him with the trail red anyway. You know, so I'm guessing you guys are the type of team. Or no, he wasn't. It wasn't a slow own, I promise. It was just Casper like took a super tight line when he was right behind Barney. It's kind of a risk, but anyway. So you guys are kind of like the type of team where you try to get there up there as early as possible, and then when you're up there, you know, don't take too many risks. Just play your game.
Yeah, that's one thing. We're a very front reliant team. I feel like we never get those moments where just 3 people dodge at once and then just the entire race is like a swing. It doesn't happen that often because we're in the front so much compared to other teams. I feel like I don't know. That's how.
At least when we're playing well.
Yeah, when we're playing well, but like we never. It happens so rarely where two or 3 people dodge in like power items and mid spots.
Yeah,
it just
I've noticed when you guys were in the front a lot, you guys were, you know, working a lot of back spams, you know, double backs, or having one person go wide in second and the first place back third of WZ. So yeah, I guess that does speak volumes about your guys' mentality, just trying to get there as early as possible instead of having to.
That we'll take risks obviously when necessary, but like, you know, typically we feel like, especially with shocks, we want to be safe with them, like the usual, like you know, if we have top 2, not to risk anything. You know, top 2 is a winning race, so have them be safe.
Like
and then
60% of the races where it was just like top 2, 5, 6 for you guys. I mean, a lot of it was just playing.
That's all you need to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other
so
questions?
I have a question. This is quite specific, but I know you guys take your practice very seriously. Focus on a lot of important aspects of the game, and I mean, not all the time, obviously, but you do practice specific things. And I have to ask, are the POW hop dodge rooms real? I've heard stories.
Yeah, Marty said so.
I don't think they've have they even?
We haven't played them. We haven't done it in
Not in a while.
Yeah, because
They do
I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only done one, but and
I think-
I was wondering like if they were just having them secretly without telling me because I
Yeah, we
haven't
have,
seen.
you have an MW chat without Xander in it where we do pals on.
Yeah, like yeah,
Yeah.
because I remember I wasn't playing at the time really when they were like really getting into doing it, like practicing them for a bit, and then I came back and I was like, hey, can we practice this? I want to try it, and we did that one time, and then that was that pretty much. Like,
Yeah,
so
one
it
thing
happened for a
about-
while.
a misconception about power hop dodging, it cannot be done consistently. It's one frame trick. Barney found out on Dolphin, and one frame tricks are just not done 100% ever. I mean, at least in speedrunning on 60-yard games, you can't recreate a 60 frame or one frame trick consistently. So it can only be done like 1/3 of the time if you're really good
Yeah.
at it.
So
Yeah.
definitely, you know, if you have a method to practice it, definitely practice it. But you know, if you're not getting it 100% of the time, 9% of the 80% of the time, you know, don't be too down on the dumps about that. I don't think anybody is going to be getting it.
You can get
Like,
streaks. You can get
like,
streaks, but
yeah.
if you're good at it, like 30% on flat ground is like it's like what you should be aiming for. It's good.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of methods to dodge powers, like hitting walls and shit. So yeah, just keep that in mind.
Watch your mouth, dude.
Yeah, I think Torp mentioned at one point, he's like, you guys create rooms and then like, you know, guru pows and practice those pow
Jesus,
dodges?
that is
Or is
real.
that just a rumor?
No, I mean it's true. I
It's
mean,
not
Barney
guruing,
has-
it's the force
yeah.
codes powers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's force code
yeah,
pals.
God, get the details right, man.
Basically, I just put a dolphin. I throw in a room with dolphin, have pow code on, and just have like dolphin auto use pals, spamming them over and over, and just drive around the track. You just have pals happening 24/7.
Oh my God, it's
Fairly unorthodox way to go about things in this game, but I mean it's good. It's good because you could have like, you know, a mega or star in a top spot and you just hold on to it, you know. I think we may
Yeah, I
see
mean-
some evolution of the meta.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, there's no other like reliable way to practice it. I feel like to really like focus on getting better. So that was like it was a pretty convenient idea to come up with, I guess.
I do think it's interesting how you guys seem to practice specific things within the game more so than a lot of other teams and players do, where most people
We're
improve by
just-
just playing, but
We're just nerds. Just find
Yeah,
out.
I was gonna
honestly,
say with like niche 1v1s or whatever you want to call them, like I saw that happening
Box
like at the
ceiling
end
shit.
of Gardens. The end of Gardens, he swerved from the right path to the left to take Casper's items.
Yeah, that was
And
kind of
then-
Oh,
fun.
I
literally
actually
told
actually
them-
got it. I didn't.
Yeah,
think I got
Yeah,
it.
you got him. It looks
Oh.
sick.
Yeah, I literally,
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. I literally, like, that raise is so Quinn's box as well. And we're like steals boxes, like, yeah, he's getting it down. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, fucking. Oh God, I almost said it. Oh wait, is cursing like okay or no? Because I like just to
It's,
get like
fine.
a.
it's preferable that you don't.
Oh yeah, okay, I thought so. Yeah, well, yeah.
That's gonna be hard.
Um,
Probably just like, not talk.
yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, I didn't think I got his box because Casper's basically like NA West for me, and I like hit it like right before him on my screen. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I didn't get it, but turns out I did apparently, which is cool. And also about like us being the only team to like specifically practice stuff. Honestly, I could be wrong about this, but I do think Ethereal does practice
Yeah,
more.
Ethereal does.
then,
I've seen
like,
a room.
Like yeah,
If
they
I-
practice like specific stuff of small stuff and like these like maybe not like honestly I know they don't really like the phrase as far as I know, but I'm pretty sure they do practice some like niche things or what would be considered niche by some people
Yeah,
or whatever.
cringe, that type of shit.
Yeah, they
Um,
definitely do practice more than the average team, I think, at least in terms of like 1v1s and stuff like that. Although sometimes I know they struggle to get walls and stuff, but who
One
doesn't,
thing
I guess?
that we don't really do or have, our bagger is kind of bored of the game, which is fair enough. You don't have to enjoy the game. He's playing for us, which is really nice. So I appreciate that. But Bobby is very motivated, and the rule set is you can run through the pack, bump people in walls, if you want to. So Bobby's literally just like in frooms, driving backwards, trying to run people into walls without using items. Like that's so cool. I think it's really cool that he's learning that. Even I'm not entirely sure if he's actually learning that, but I watched a room where he was doing that. I don't know if that was his aim, but
Huh.
I got that idea.
Yeah, I do want to mention
It's
though
cool.
when I call it when I like bring up Ethereal like that, by no means am I trying to like put them down. I actually think they have like a much better, like, I can't really call it a work ethic, but like a practice ethic. I think they have a much better practice ethic than like a lot of teams. I think they take wars and like matches a lot more seriously, and they go about like improving like a lot more effectively or better than most people would think. At least from what I know. I think a lot of people, you know, they see like Jeff, for example, and they think, oh, you know, he just loses and he blames the game and whatever. But I do think, despite how he acts sometimes and how ethereal may come across to some people, I do think they do a good job of like practicing or like how they go about trying to and stuff like that. So
The
I
only
do
thing that I
respect them
don't
in that regard.
respect, I respect that they try a lot, but I don't respect the fact that they don't want to practice against certain people or teams. It just
Yeah,
it's
that's a-
very bad mentality, I think.
That's
but
yeah,
This is a story for another day.
yeah. That's, we don't need to get into that.
Yeah, that's kind of tailing off. Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely is just they might practice, but it might just be less publicized, you know. And they
Yeah,
don't
I
stream as
definitely.
much.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely do think it is that way.
Yeah, people love listening to Xander talk.
I don't know.
Yeah. He deserves the clout, you know. Rest in peace, Xander's cat. He did it for the cat.
Did it for the
Yeah,
cat. Sometimes you
true,
need a little bit of an
actually.
extra reason to push a little harder, and
Yeah,
it's all good in the end.
yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna end it off right here, though. Thank you guys so much for coming along, and congratulations on the Summer Split Championship. I know you guys will carry
Yeah.
it on in the future. So
Thank you.
Hope so. Gunning for the first overall now, like the the grand finals.
Yeah, the money. Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you there, Team Dara.
Yeah.
True. Actually, true. Good luck in your matches.
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
That-
Good night.
good night.
wanna
Good
go
night,
thanks for hanging
rest
out.
heroes. Good
Yeah.
evening to the Americans or anybody else, like, you know, in the NZ or anybody from Australia, anywhere from those time zones. But yeah, on behalf of Mario Kart Boards, we're gonna wrap it up here. I'm Jaggy.
I'm CC.
I'm Torp.
We will
Yo, I'm
see
Barney.
you guys later.